What's up, guys? We're out here. We got a pretty awesome video for you. I've got 3 bikes that are all 8 kilowatts, so super competitive, all within a very similar price range. So we're gonna be testing them today. I've got an assortment of riders and we'll see how they do. All right, guys. In front of me, I got the Talaria MX4. This is kind of the standard 8 kilowatt bike. Came out last year. Let's list a couple of specs on the screen.
Whoa! Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believe me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say. I got them picking up the pieces. That to me, you really playing with your life. I'm about to come and run it all back.
All right, I got the Falcon 79 here. This is a lot like a Sur-On Lightbee, just a little bit upgraded, and it hits that 8 kilowatt mark. Let's list some specs. All right, here I got the E-Ride Pro SS. This bike is a little bit different than the other two. It's got a 12 kilowatt turbo mode. It only lasts for a short period of time. So when it goes back to normal, it kind of falls right back into the category of the other two. This bike is a little bit higher of a price point, but let's list some specs. Let's go ahead and introduce the riders.
You are not it already, he an outlaw, getting off when he calls envy. Hit the peanut gallery, they all jelly. Yeah, they gon' remember my, yeah. We let them say what they gon' say about us. That ain't nothing, I ain't bothered, not a problem. Haters hate, another day in dollar. Keep your money, rather have you pay the homage. Delay the profit, we go freeway on them. Yeah, don't ruin nothing, copper, if you need.
What's up, gentlemen?
All right, in front of me, I got the, hold on. What's up, guys? I'm Brett. I'm sure you know me by now if you follow this channel, but I race for the FIM World Cup. I've been racing electric bikes and riding them for the past couple of years, so really into these things. I love riding all of them. In a really awesome position to be able to ride with Charge Cycle Works and for these guys. So really excited to test all 3 of these bikes back to back. That's something I still have yet to have done. So let's see how it goes.
What's up, guys? My name is Andrew. I've been in What's up? My name's Andrew. You've seen me in a few videos before. I'm usually the toothless, goofy dude. I raced TKO with these guys before, so I have a little bit of experience on these bikes, but like, I'm super excited to ride these. These are kind of similar, but at the same time, like different specs, and yeah, should be a good day. Hopefully I don't make a fool out of myself, because I'm feeling it today.
What's up, guys? My name's Isaiah. I usually moto races, a little bit of desert here and there. What's up, guys? My name's Isaiah. I've been racing for around 6 years now. I've never really rode electric bikes that much, so I'm pretty excited to try them. I come from a little bit of an unbiased background, just racing moto, so yeah, what it is. I don't know much, but I'll give you my best opinion.
Which one do you guys want to ride first?
I'll do the Pro.
Oh, dude.
I'll do this because it has purple on it.
So that's kind of.
You're leaving me with the Talaria?
Oh, dude, I'll ride the Talaria.
I wanted to ride the new ones. No, just kidding. It's all good. Okay, so we got Isaiah on the E-Ride Pro. We got Andrew on the Falcon. We got me on the Talaria. Believe it or not, I don't have a lot of time on an MX4, so it's let's see what happens.
All right, Brett. Let's cut something in, cousin.
Hey, Brett.
Let's cut in a corner track. I feel like there was one we were hitting last time.
It's right around here. I'll show you. I think.
Yeah, coming from a gas bike, you're definitely used to hearing the noise and hearing how it wraps out. So it's definitely different, like with just how it reacts, how like everything about it is different, but in a good way too. Like it's a lot of fun.
Thing isn't too bad. It feels a little bit stink buggy though. Like I'm super over the front of it. Whoa. This is a sweet track. These little thin tires have no traction. It's kind of fun actually. This bike is cutting out on me. Weird. I'm just gonna clip these sensors on these bikes. I would highly suggest completely removing them instead of just clipping them, just in case, you know. But clipping them will just disable everything and you'll be good to go. So Talaria sensors here, bonk, that should be deactivated. That's deactivated. Let's find the sensor. E-ride deactivated. Let me get your kickstand sensor. So there's still a tilt sensor in all of these bikes. So if the bike tips over, you throw a fat scrub, it will shut off. So be cognizant of that.
Ooh, yeah, no scrubbing for me.
Yeah, no scrubbing. Let's do a couple more laps and then do a switch.
This thing is fun.
Is it?
Yeah, it's pretty cool, dude.
Sick.
Oh yeah, that turbo lined up though.
This is the E-Ride Pro.
Yeah. All right, I'm on the Falcon. Let's give it a run.
I'm on the Talaria. I think it's a Sting. Talaria Sting.
All right. Let's give this one a go, huh? This bike right off the bat already feels a little bit more plush. In the cockpit, it feels a little different. Wow, the power delivery feels a little bit different too. Right off the bat, what I noticed is the pegs feel a lot better on my feet. I like, me personally, a little bit bigger of a peg. It makes it feel like I have a lot more grip and a lot more control with my legs. The seat between my legs feels a little bit wider, which coming from a dirt bike, a moto bike, I'm a fan of. Yeah, I like this.
What do you say?
This thing is fun.
This thing, I definitely don't like this one as much as that Pro.
Really?
Yeah, it has a lot less like bottom end, like just getting out of the the corner, deep part of the corner.
Yeah. To me, that bike feels like a stink bug.
It does to me too.
Yeah. This bike feels a lot like a light beat. It's pretty like, it kind of has upgrades out of the box. It's actually pretty sick.
That is sick.
Woo! This one is fun.
Is it?
Yeah, man. It's like, so when I rode it, obviously with before we disconnected the brake stuff, it like was a little hesitant on it because I didn't want to push. I didn't like that shutting off feeling or that dead spot.
Right.
But now it feels like that. The like where you could put the bike wherever, but just feels like it sits a little bit taller and just is like suspension's a little bit better, and then it's a little faster.
Yeah.
Like, that one's just as good. This one gives me more of a big bike feel, which I'm used to.
We're gonna do another swap. I'm hopping off the Falcon, Isaiah's hopping on, Andrew's hopping on the Talaria, I'm hopping on the E-Ride.
All right. She's ready.
Yeah.
For you. Sorry about the swass I got going. Probably smells like Mexican food.
Oh dude, this thing feels like it, like the bars are wider.
Yeah.
Which is nice and taller. I like the foot pegs already.
That's what I was saying, man. It gives a more like moto feeling.
Yeah. Oh dude, this thing's fun already. Dude, this rips. Holy crap. The suspension already feels awesome. Not like a kit like an EXT or anything, but like the bike feels planted. This is sick. Definitely feels more like an adult bike. It's like it's got the cockpit upgrades that you would want to do to these bikes anyway. Even though it doesn't have a direct mount stem like the Falcon does. So if you just did, a direct mount stem and some wheels, this thing is sick. And it feels fast too. Andrew does not look very comfortable on that yet. Oh, never mind. Oh, actually looks good. And bar dragging up that.
First one down. Second time down.
You're down?
Yeah.
Harder.
What?
Harder.
Not really.
The bike okay?
That's what we're seeing. I went down over there too, dude. This thing is weird compared to like that and that.
Really? Does it feel, when you say weird, does it feel just like real touchy?
Yeah.
Yeah. This one feels like it's longer, like it tracks a lot better. Where that one looks smaller and more compact, but it felt faster, like touchier.
Yeah. So I'm used to like standing up through the first part of the corner, so it feels like the front on this one is super easy to wash out.
Yeah. Really?
Compared to like that and that.
This one feels like it's longer and it just tracks.
Yeah.
Like you can lean and I don't feel like I'm gonna move as much as that one. That one feels more fidgety,
Yeah.
but it's more aggressive of in power that you could really make it work good.
Exactly.
But this one, it feels like you could be a little bit more lazier on, and it's smoother, more like user-friendly, almost. Like they're both user-friendly. How it's just a different power, it feels like.
I feel like that one would be better in just like a trail setting.
Yeah, this one's really good for trails. Like right now, I feel like I was carrying so much more aggression and like intensity with those.
Yeah.
Than I am this one. This one I'm just kind of cruising, and it still feels very fast. Like it still feels sick.
The biggest thing I noticed, this one comes out of like the whole of the corner, like the deepest part of the corner. This thing comes out of there fast.
Yeah, it's real fidgety like that. Like
Yeah.
it feels like it gets you in and out. You can put it where you want to go.
Yeah, that one feels like super light, like the actual Sur-on Light Bee, just like upgraded already. This feels sick, dude.
Yeah,
I think this is my favorite one all around. Like it feels like, it just feels like your bars are wider, you're sitting up a little bit taller, the fork isn't sagging as much. Like it's pretty quick too.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that one.
Yeah.
I like all of them, but when you have them side by side, it's like just little things for how I ride and how I'm built. Being a bigger person and coming from moto, I'm naturally gonna want a little bit bigger of like wider seat, bigger bars, bigger foot pegs, which I could do on all three of these bikes.
Yeah, that's like, the cool thing. You can mod them all into like whatever platform you want them to be. You know. What's the battery on the Talaria at?
71.
What about that bike? 66? This one's at 60.
So that one does go dead the fastest. Well,
yeah, which is weird because this bike has a bigger battery than that one.
have you used the turbo?
I haven't yet. And that might be why, because like outputting that much more power.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? We just spent about an hour switching back and forth across these 3 bikes, the E-Ride Pro, the Falcon, and the Talaria. And my overall impressions on them all were pretty good. The E-Ride Pro was definitely my favorite because of the power, the way the suspension held up, just overall low end, top end, just a good all-around bike for the price. The Falcon, it's a little bit twitchy. It still has pretty good power. The suspension's definitely pretty good. It could use little improvements here and there, but I ranked that about 2. And then Talaria, it's a longer bike. It feels a little bit lower to the ground. Which makes it track a lot better. It feels stable. You can definitely lean it over into the corner a little easier. And it don't have the power of the other 2 bikes, so it does feel a little bit heavier. Feels a little bit like a tank, but overall, I'd rank that one probably 3rd. On the price range, the Falcon and the Talaria are around the same price, around $4,500. And out of those 2, I would definitely recommend the Falcon. It's just a little bit more lively and overall better. And then the E-Ride, it's around $5 grand, but definitely I think it's worth it.
All right, so what a day. So we spent last couple hours riding all 3 of these bikes, and all of them were super, super sick. Like, I'm stoked for the opportunity to try these out. And for me, in the number 1 spot, I wanted the what is it again? E-Ride. Sorry, I like the E-Ride, and then for me, the Talaria was 2nd, and then the 3rd one was the Falcon. And that being each had their like own qualities, and for me, the E-Ride just seemed more of a full package. It's a little bit more expensive, however, like it comes with everything you liked. So for me, coming off a moto bike, I really liked the wider pegs, a little bit wider seat. Being off a moto, you get both of those. It makes it feel kind of less foreign and less small for me. And yeah, it just like the power was just like on it. It was instant, and I felt like I can put the bike wherever I wanted, but it wasn't out of control to where I was overriding it and fidgety. With the Talaria, it felt like that thing just felt like a tank. Like it felt like it wasn't twitchy. It was just like consistent. You knew what it was gonna do the whole time. However, it was a little thinner, and it just didn't have that snappiness I wanted, like like my first spot. And for 3, the Falcon, it's a great bike. I can see kids wanting to do some pit bike riding on it, especially younger kids. Me being a little bit bigger and primarily on just like a 450, coming off like a 450 to that, it's too much of a foreign for me, and it felt too fidgety. However, if I spent a whole day on it, I think I'm pretty confident to think that like I could find a way to ride that bike. It just felt like first impression compared to the other 2. I was just really having to work to do what I wanted to do. However, it wasn't a bad thing. And also, you know, that's just stock. That doesn't mean I can't go and put wider pegs, wider seat on the Falcon and make the Falcon do exactly what I want the eSport to do. But first impressions, I think, just depending on what you want to do and what type of rider you are. If you're an older guy that wants to go out on all the trails and you're not jumping, I think the Talaria is a pretty good one. If you're a kid that wants to ride pit bikes with your buddies and hit some jumps and kind of a little bit more aggressive, the Falcon might be your thing. But if you want kind of an overall package, for me, it was the eSport. And yeah, it was a good day. And thanks to Charge Cycle Works for having us out. Like, it was an awesome day. Couldn't have gotten much better.
All right, overall, that was a super fun day. It's rare that I hop on a completely stock bike and come out and just have a good time. They are fun out of the package, but you know, when it comes to the cockpit, making the cockpit suit you is always nice. I feel like right out of the package, the E-Ride had probably the better cockpit of the other two bikes. The Falcon felt very much like a light beat in its kind of playful nature, had really good power to back that. And then the Talaria felt like a trail bike, like super kind of stink bugged over the front. But these are things you can correct through suspension and a couple different parts and accessories. I think my number one was the E-Ride. Now, I would also hope that that was my number one because it is $500 more than the other two, give or take $500. But yeah, that one came in definitely at my top spot. I feel like right out of the package, that bike was the fastest. It had the best platform. Felt a little bit taller, like it stayed at the top of its suspension more than the others two, while the other two kind of sagged down while you were riding it. But yeah, that bike is pretty epic. I think my number two is definitely the Falcon over the Talaria. The Falcon was just very, like, the geometry of it felt better to me than the Talaria geometry did. I like an aggressive but still nimble and playful bike, and the Falcon kind of played towards that side of things better. I liked that the Falcon came with certain things like a Socian motor right off the bat. It had a direct mount stem, so like feeling that connectivity to the front end was nice. Just kind of those simple little things made the Falcon feel really good. But Talaria coming in at my number three, the reason it sits there is just because of its stink bug trail bike nature. Like, it's not nearly as playful. It does feel a little bit longer, so I will say, like, over the whoops, it handled those great, but all in all, just not the biggest fan of the platform as it sits on the Talaria. A few things that Talaria just hasn't quite nailed. One being their front brake. I'll show you an image real quick of what the front brake looks like, but the way that they route it is around the outside and then they bring it up through a little guide, and that guide actually makes it kink the cable. So we kind of, by the end of this ride, lost the ability to use the front brake because of that. It's kind of a bummer. But once again, that bike can be corrected through various parts and accessories that Charge Cycle Works provides. So, you know, I think maybe in the future, one of the next videos is what are the essential upgrades to correct the platform on these bikes. You know, we could throw a couple different things on there and make that happen. So maybe stay tuned for that. But yeah, all in all, E-Ride Pro came in at number one, Falcon number two, and the Talaria at number three for me.